Okay, so let's get back in here with Imperator Rome with the Invictus mod for my tutorial nation here of Saba. So I want to cover government and economy for this. So we can go our notification, or I guess our bar here on the left side. So this is our government, kind of similar to Crusader Kings and EU. We've got a ruler, we've got our consort here. Here's our good stats. Currently, he's kind of a so-so in popularity. The wife is loyal, that's good. We've got a high legitimacy, that's also good. And our heir has high legitimacy as well, so that's good. We've got a couple of line of succession down here that are grayed out currently. But we can choose to activate any one of these. We can summon a War Council. This will provide us a CB, cast a spell, to attack another nation. We've got Oaths of Allegiance here, which will, they want them to say, yes, my primary heir is the correct heir for the nation. We can hold some games, gaining some popularity as well, and we can patronize the arts, which is also good. Now, you notice we've got it doesn't cost gold for two of these. It costs political influence. Now this ranges between 0 and 500. A lot of things in the game take political influence to do. One of these as well. As I covered in the last one, setting up our 3 here also costs political influence. Eventually this will go up in time, it provides, here we get 1.03 a month, which you can use to spend on different things. There's lots of things you can do in the game. Continuing with our government, we have our offices here. This is similar to our council from Paros game Crusader Kings. We've got our different council members here. They all have varying levels of loyalty, and they provide a benefit, much to Crusader Kings. This one is our court tutor. He doesn't, have any benefit outwardly. He just provides tutoring for our family. But unlike the other games, when you appoint someone to an office, they will start at a certain level. You can see 1-5, 1-6, 1-4, 3-9, 0-3. The longer they stay in the office, this will level up and provide a higher bonus, which gives you incentive to not keep on, replacing them. At least it should. So you want them to stay in as long as they can. Getting some old man in charge and then him dying a year later before he gets the benefit, maybe not the best idea. So it takes a little bit of time before they essentially ramp up to their max level. And certain characters have different higher max levels. You will see, like, him, he's only got a max of 3 right now. He's not the best. Honestly, he's not the best court tutor at all. I might replace him later. But they each have a different max of their 4 strengths that they have. And you can go through and replace them right now. Whatever you want to see. So if I go to my tutor here, he's got it at level 3, We've got a couple more here. Like Yadam here, he's got a power of 9. That he's got a really high charisma. So we could put someone in. But notice he doesn't have this little color square. He's not part of a great family. I'll cover that later on with the families. If we look at our laws here, it will cost stability and political influence to enact one of these. Compared to EU4 with stability between -3 and +3, here it's between 0 and 100, and you kind of, it wants to fluctuate and stay at around 50, which is what the what it is. Higher than that is good, lower than that is bad. We've got a couple things we can change. Some of them are not available. We have to have the invention, which is what the 4 we chose earlier with the military, will unlock certain of these laws. But for now, none of these laws, like, we can change our succession law, much like Crusader Kings, but it's not at the moment. We've got a couple military laws we can change. The bottom 2 will allow legions. The upper 3 are our levies, which are the 2 main things in the game. Levies is just all the troops we just spawn in as soon as we go to, we can raise our troops. Legions are always standing armies. But we'll cover that. That'll be later on in a military section. So that, at some point, if you want to change some of these laws around, yeah, you can do so. So our economy here, we've got our taxes and commerce. We can harsh tax, lower taxes, and commerces. We don't have any tributaries, so we won't get any tribute. We can raise and lower our fleet and army maintenance, our fort maintenance, and our wages. Wages is what we pay to our council. Any important people, they'll get wages. And we've got a couple things here where we can give ourselves some extra cash if we really need to by neglecting one of these things. We're reducing stability, we get less loyal characters, reducing research. So there's, it's not that we have no deficit, so that's good. We have a balance, 3.32. We have a net of 2.43 after all of this fleet maintenance and wages are done. So with economy, it's probably also good to talk about our trade at the same time. So previously we did our trade routes. You can do eternal trade routes within your nation, and you can also do ones with other nations as well. So we got a couple with Maine here, and Megabraria and Thamud, and within our nation. So I didn't want to do it with Catawba because I plan on warring them at some point. But there are a lot of different resources in the game. One of the things that starts off is block surplus. So currently we have a surplus in our capital because we have multiples of it, and it gets a benefit. This will block that. If it doesn't have this away, other nations can send us trade requests, and it will allow these to be traded away as well. But I like to have the surplus in the game. There are 2. There we go. There are 2 main map modes here for our trade. One is our trade route. If in our nation we have any unused trade routes, before I had 5 unused in my capital, they'll show up on here, so you can easily tell, hey, I need to use that trade route. But we used them all, so currently we don't need to worry about that right now. The next one is the trade goods map mode. They are trade goods everywhere. So you kind of see, like, hey, what does my nation produce, and what does my neighbor produce? Because maybe I kind of want some of his, producing goods. Or maybe, we want to get a surplus. Find out, okay, which nation provides those resources? And let's, make friends with them, and then maybe they can provide us with a trade route. But they're just spread all throughout all of them. If you want to, you can always click on any one of them. For example, dates, and it will highlight, okay, these are all the dates that are being produced. Okay, got it. Or, the grain. Where's all the grain. There's not too much grain over here. We've got a lot of grain over here in Egypt. And in the Middle East. Yeah. So there is that's our government and our economy. So yeah, stick around and I'll have another set for next time.